Never good to have that. Also means you throw up on YouTube, it gets destroyed by YouTube's auto protect features. But anyway, guys, welcome back. This is Team Dignitas versus MYM Makers. We will be going back into this match. Unfortunately, Fog crashed out as well as being unable to rejoin. It was not a really desirable setup. So Dignitas is going to be rolling out now with their aggressive, well, their offensive Tron. They did have a Nagasaran, Lina, and Dirge set up there, and it was going up against Jakiro, Anti-Mage, as well as Shaker. As alright, no screw this remake kind of business there. Just double checking. Just gotta wait for this to count down before I can go into the match and actually spectate it. But I'm just wondering. Let me turn off bloody. This is why we can't have nice things. It will spam me while I'm in game. There we go. Alright then. So we're back in, and there we go. So we have Trial versus Tron. Of course, Beastmaster was in the top lane. Snaking was running up there, and he was up against Nature's Prophet. It looks like both teams are going to end up with a 5-man sweep towards the bottom lane. This could be a bit of a dangerous result here. MYM Makers hoping to get their wards set down there, or the defensive wards set down. They want to delay these wards going down behind the trees for as long as possible as well. Meanwhile though, Dignitas have the exact opposite desire. They want to get this down. In fact, I've got to quickly just remembered that. Okay, it's back on. There we go. Sound is back on now. Dignitas moving in. They might try and pick up Balsam here. Probably unlikely to get. There goes the Ice Path. Will they follow up with the Fissure? They decide not to. Just causing minor damage to Snaking and way too sexy there.
30 seconds to battle.
See, Fogs is already going to retreat back to his lane. Okay, so looks like Dignitas, they have gotten into position. They haven't dropped their wards yet, though. They're waiting. They're just going to decide whether they want to drop them now, or if they're going to put them down afterwards. This Carcass is asking, shall we place the same ward placements? If they're going to go with that, it means Dignitas are going to lose a ward down there in a second, because that's where they did have one, and it was counter-warded shortly after by Earthshaker. Rune has been spotted up there by Tides of Time. I think Dignitas are going to be a little bit hesitant about putting down the same ward placements as Snaking is saying Euphoria didn't summon tree. This is why we probably should have reloaded, but anyway. Now Lina did actually use the same ward placement. In fact, the Dignitas are going to honour it though. There we go. They throw down the same ward placements, and I'm kind of expecting a counter ward to get thrown down in a second. There we go. We'll get knocked out there. Meanwhile, again, Balsam already being hit by that decay. Very, very frustrating. Losing strength. It's just making him a little bit squishy, but I still don't think they're going to be able to pin him down here for long enough. Light Strike away. This is actually going nearly off the point the exact same way. Welcome back to the 1 minute mark. Balsam got hit by a decay, a stun from Lina, and then they followed up with a counterattack with the Ice Pass. There you go. Point for point, we are back at the 1 minute mark. This time round, though, Tinker is not doing as well. At the 1 minute mark, Tinker was actually 7 CS in. That was mostly because Fog, though, was apparently lagging horribly with his graphics. Let's see, Nagasaran hoping to get the early Basilius for 2 teammates there. Fog now starting to get chased back. The Tinker going to open up with that laser harass. Up at the top line, Beastmaster is being driven back quite a bit. Has also opened up again with the Inner Beast aura that is very, very effective when it comes to sort of mid-game DPS. Is helping your creep increase and push. You can increase the DPS and just push a little bit harder. Tinker though, just neck and neck this time round with Invoker, 5 CS apiece. Anti-Mage is being very standoffish at the moment, kind of worried about getting too close there. Currently sitting on 2-0, and Nagasaran actually getting ahead this time round. The question is, can they slow him down that much? And the decay is becoming quite frustrating indeed. So he's actually getting pulled trees there. Shakira going to share the love. Meanwhile, Nature's Prophet still going toe-to-toe with Snaking. Snaking actually pulling ahead in terms of last hitting there. Currently sitting 8-1, 6-3 there for Nature's Prophet. Shakira probably going to go with the Ice Path build where he levels up the Ice Path. So it's mostly just because it does really lower the cooldown. See the Ice Path, the Fissure going to try and block in there as well. Cross formation. Balsam though, he has gone for one level in mana break so far. Dual breath, going to do some damage. Oh, 2000. 2000 he is going to have to back up. There is the light strike on Atsi. Atsi likely to go down. There we go, Tombstone as well. And Tides of Time gets the first blood there. Dirge going to pick it up. I am surprised. This Tron not doing that well, but it's mostly coming to the back. Earthshaker was missing in action off by the bottom rune there, and they just got a little bit too aggressive. When Earthshaker backed, I think it was just possibly a miscommunication. When Earthshaker backed off, Jakiro and Anti-Mage shouldn't have tried to counterattack on that Naga Siren. It was a bit of a misstep there. It was 3v2, and in the end, really not working out for him at all. Lena, Clarity up there, just going to get that mana back, getting ready to harass some more. And there we go, look at this snaking, just charging and kicking Prophet in the butt there. Chasing him back. Well, looks like Anti-Mage still copying some harass down there. Hasn't been hit by the Decay again. Snaking now having to potion up. Still ahead of Nature. Nature's Prophet has caught up quite a bit though. It's 12 and 6 versus 11, 13 and 1 versus 11 and 6. Anti-Mage now jumping on Tides of Time. Just trying to jump in there, harass, get rid of some of that mana. Because Dirge relatively mana hungry there.
Stop it, we said.
Anti-Mage going for the 1-1-1 so far. Will he start maxing out mana break, or will he go for a blink build, or will he just go for the 1-1-1 and just go for stats afterwards? We'll see if he goes for the Chinese build. As they see it gets cancelled there. Nanetto into some trouble. Ice Path and Fizzy go out. Can they get the last hit in on Earthshaker? Unlikely. Lena now going to drop one more hit. Anti-Mage going to pick up a kill there, but will they get Jakiro in return? Yes, they will. Naga Siren also getting her own kill there. You see Balsam draining all of Tide's mana there. Also going to get rid of all of Monsters. As I hear a Sunstrike, it's on target. Earthshaker goes down. What a shot there from Fog on his way back to base after getting harassed back by the Tinker. Grabs himself a kill. He's going to feel pretty good about that. You see Anti-Mage has picked up a magic wand just to help deal with the spell spam. Meanwhile, up in the top lane,
Thank you.
see Snaky now getting hit by the Sprout. Doesn't look like he's going to cop that much harass though. He will be able to back off safely. Meanwhile, in mid, Calculus, okay, Calculus is not, I thought he would go for the split push build, which is you get those early, really early March machines to fly on the map and just turn yourself into a total pest, but he is going for the gank build where he picks up laser and rockets. He will be maxing those two out first. Snaky now has picked up his bolt, he's going to harass a bit there. I think Anti-Mage is saying, I can't get any farm here, I need you guys to help back me up. Invoker though brings down Nature's Prophet. Apparently another Sunstrike picking him off up on the top lane. Just got a little bit too aggressive there. Meanwhile, farm-wise in the bottom, Anti-Mage is 12 and 2, 14 and 4 for Nagasarn. Both of them are behind in terms of the CS they want to be at, but at the same time, both carries are on about an even footing here. The downside though, of course, for MYM Makers is the fact that Dignitas are currently ahead on kills and likely to start getting ahead on towers, seeing as Tinker is not going to be contributing to the split push this early on. He's just going to be mostly focused on getting those boots of travel for now. I thought he'd just sit down here and start spamming the March Machines. March Machines being spammed lane is actually really, really annoying, even if you're a range hero. But right now we've got Dignitas trying to swing around here, just going to jack the pull if they can, nuke down those creep, and just farm up that creep pull. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage under the tower, so they can't really farm the lane, so they say, you know what, let's just farm the creep pull, which is definitely a smart maneuver. Although that's the 80,000 going to get picked up there by the Ice Path. There we go, getting trapped up by the Fizzy Claw. Dual Breath, Nature's Wrath, and they will pick up the kill. Lena goes down as well. Here comes Calculus. And they're looking for a third kill here. Tides is an easy shot there. Laser will finish him off. And Tinker now up to level 7. They're going to farm off the Tombstone as well. That's a good 90. I think at level 1 it's like 80 gold or so. Yeah, there we go, 80, 90 gold. Great counter-attack there from MYM Makers and really messing up MYM. Unfortunately, they were lacking those wards. I'm pretty sure the ward disappeared at the 6-minute mark. And Tinker just walked through there completely undetected, caught them out by surprise.
Certainly not.
More Fogged has picked up Tranquil Boots for his Invoker, as it looks like way too sexy. Going to come back to the lane here. Has picked up some more wards to help watch their backside. They will definitely need that against the Tinker. They'll also want... They will really want a ward watching for those TP ganks because, of course, Tinker, once he gets those boots of travels, he will be all over the show, ganking left, right, and center. He's halfway there too. Has picked up a fair amount of money from that gank there. On the top lane, snaking. Copying a lot of damage. Nature's Wrath up in 20 seconds. They could go for a kill on bottom again if they bounce that around correctly. And they do pop down a ward there. It doesn't really watch for those TP. If they TP there and then come up through there, that ward won't spot it. Lena, little bit of a misplacement there. But I think the main reason she put it down like that is because she didn't want to reveal herself when she placed it and give away the fact that there was a ward there. I think they're just going to be hoping that nobody ports to that little bit of a sweet spot there. Now CS-wise, Anti-Mage 21 and 4, 24 and 5 Nagasar. Let's bring up the GPM at the moment. Nagasar and Anti-Mage again, fairly even footing overall. Gold-wise, still quite even, barely. It's just a small advantage for the dire side. See a Fissure go down, trying to trap off Snaking. They're not really working though. Here comes a Sunstrike. It will do critical damage to Neto, but doesn't quite finish him off, while Beastmaster does get cleaned up in the end. An Ice Wall being thrown down for good measure by Invoker. Not really finding. I think he was hoping Earthshaker will walk backwards into it. It does do a little bit of damage. Balsam's going to pick up the CS there, but they're going to try and dive in a second. By the looks of it, A2000 looking for it. Decides against it though. I think the wise choice in the end, of course, we could have a port in. Jakiro's there as well. The net, no, they will go for the dive. Sunstrike as well does a ton of damage, but it's not quite enough to finish off Balsam. Balsam with his Ring of Regen now as well will be relatively hard to kill. Or rather, harass back. He's also got 8 charges there on that magic stick. Oh, Lena throwing out a Dragon Slave. It's still only level 2 though, not doing that much damage to Balsam, especially since he is going for a Mana Break build. 2 levels of Mana Break right now, just 1 in Spell Shield, but it is enough to really mitigate the damage from Lena. Snaky now looking to harass. Gets the Wild Axes through there. Tinker though coming bottom once again. They do have the defensive wards up for this trialing though. The dire side will be aware to his presence. Here we go. He's going to get spotted right now as he walks past here. Might not be enough warning though, as he's going to literally walk straight on top of Tides. Tides walks back though. Gets back straight away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Anti-Mage up to 25 and 6, still not getting that much farm. Meanwhile, it looks like there's a port coming mid. They are going to try and trap Bulk. Bulk is going to be sprouted up. He is quite visible indeed. He doesn't have Ghost Walk. And a great gank there from MYM picking off that Invoker, just keeping his farm down. But they do need to pick up some farm for this Anti-Mage, or things could get problematic. So it looks like they are running low on mana. Anti-Mage actually scaring them off there. This Mana Break build is relatively aggressive, especially with a double lockdown there from Jakiro and Earthshaker. It is very, very threatening. Meanwhile, Beastmaster does pick up a top tower, so they are going to get ahead on towers straight away. Will we see some defensive ports on mid? The push is coming on mid. Glyph gets popped by the dire side to protect that. Snaking is on his way mid, spots up an invisibility rune. Towers taking a fair bit of damage, but the port's coming. They should be able to defend this. And it looks like, I think Orange is making a motion here to defend bottom, oh rather attack bottom. As they hear another stun go in. It's Cold Snap. Can they get Calculus? One more hit. They do bring him down. Snaking is all over him. He has already popped Raw. The Ice Wall does manage to clip the Nano. The Nano in some serious trouble. The auto attacks and a Dragon Slave will take him down. Lena just trying to get out of range of the tower will walk away safely. This does put some pressure on Nagasar, and she can't really get that close to the lane with Lena missing. Tides of Time trying to pick up his own CS there while Nagasar is too scared to go for it. Meanwhile, though, it is creating space for Balsam to pick up some CS with his Anti-Mage. And there he goes, opted to finish off his power treads. Lena now returning to the bottom lane. We've also got Snaky on the way as well, but he is invisible. Has used that Invis rune he picked up a little bit earlier from the top rune spot. And now Fisher going to go down there. They are going to try and pick off Neto, or maybe not. Lena now about to get taken out. Also, Nagasar goes down. Anti-Mage doing massive damage with his ultimate. The Mana Void there. Tide's likely to drop as well. Anti-Mage guns for it. Decides not to. The slow there from his minions quite annoying. Tides actually goes back in. I think he's going to regret this. Blinks on the opposite side. Fisher goes through as well. Not needed. Ice Path comes out once again. Rockets in. Sunstrike finishes off Earthshaker, but Snaking likely to fall. 4 seconds will blink. No, they will allow him to back up unless he comes back in. I think he needs to be careful, not make the same mistake as Tides of Time. Tides of Time really did not need to return to that fight. Regretted it in the end. Snaking, though, he's visible. They know he's there. Snaking is some serious trouble. Naga's coming in as well. And the Roar gets popped out. He doesn't have mana for Wild Axes. I think they've got a Riptide coming. Riptide will finish the job. No, not quite. Laser! Song of the Siren. The auto attack in the air finishes Nagasar. A double kill for Calculus. And Dignitas. Oh, things go wrong. One after the other. Anti-Mage is still alive. They give away a kill on their carry. Beastmaster dies as well. Catastrophe after catastrophe. Anti-Mage now finding space to farm. You see now he's starting to get ahead on the GPM. A good 70 ahead now of Nagasar. He's starting to ramp it up. But once he gets that Battle Fury, Oh boy, Dignitas will have some trouble on their hands. MYM now pushing the top lane. They've got Furion. In fact, Furion didn't show up to that bottom gank. There we go. There's that Marching Machine. He's going to push this top lane. Also keeping the pressure on mid here. We've got Earthshaker here, still sapping some money and experience from that lane. Jakiro now keeping up the warding as well as most of the support. Has picked up his magic wand in the bank. Lena popping out to contest that ward. Doesn't get there in time.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Nagastar now teleporting top, trying to defend this. Can't really cut through these treants. In fact, Marching Machines really, the spam, they're not helping them too much at all. Snaky now going to pick up some farm in the jungle. Has opted to pick up some power treads. See if Fissure getting ready to go. And they're getting ready to gank this Invoker or not. They're just going to harass him there with the rockets. Fog taking a fair amount of damage. Switching to the Quas Rune. The Quas Rune just to heal himself up there. Get all that health back that he can find. Takura using his illusions just to scout out and keep an eye on the backside there. Make sure nobody's swinging around to gank. See, Anti-Mage, 1600 gold in the bank. I think we're going to see those parts of the Battle Fury starting to get bought up. Invoker now going for an early Yules. Now this is fairly common when they go for these Meteor Sunstrike build. It's a really good setup. As now Tinker though, we see his boots of travel have been done for a little while now. He's starting to fly around the map, going to put pressure on. Still need level 1 Marching Machines. They can't put that much pressure on, but at the very least it'll be some. There we go. It's 2 levels in Aura, in Inner Beast, and they've gone for maxing out Wild Axes, and then the pets after that. The trees get chopped down there, but Ice Path, Macro Fire. There's the Tombstone as well. Will it do enough damage? Light Strike away as well as the Sunstrike are going to bring down Jakiro there. Meanwhile, though, they will pick up the Beastmaster, which is definitely a more valuable pick up. Nature's Prophet finding himself a kill on that Tombstone. Invisibility Rune found the bottom. Selena gets sprouted there. Anti-Mage going to blink in on top of the Light Strike away to cut herself free. Also, Anti-Mage getting clipped by that, but he is going to give chase. Pops the oldie there on Tides. Does practically no damage. Tides has all of his mana there still. Anti-Mage going to blink forward. Just going to finish him off with a couple of auto attacks. Light Strike away. Cold Snap as well. Anti-Mage, can he back up? He's going to go for way too sexy as well. Sunstrike coming in. 2 more hits. Anti-Mage gonna pick up more experience, more money as well. It is only an assist kill, but still, it's better than nothing. And he is all over Lena's case there. And this is what I mean about these aggressive trials. When they don't work, they really, really don't work right about now. Anti-Mage is definitely getting ahead. Calculus picks up another kill. Manages to snipe off the Invoker. Rockets and lasers comes out of nowhere.
Middle tower has fallen.
Well, the push, the pressure is still being put on the top lane there. Naga Siren trying to push this creep wave down, but Tinker immediately responding. Gets up there with his Marching Machines. Level 3 now. Has picked up so much experience from these ganks. Now, Furion also went for an early Midas. Hasn't bothered with boots yet. Also has a mech as well. Mech is really going to help them push through, and it's definitely necessary. Meanwhile, Naga Siren has opted to start farming the jungle here.
Dire's bottom tower
Arcane Boots as well as the Basilisk. She's trying to get that mana up for her team to really help out with this aggressive pushing strategy. Honestly, I think it is going to be undone by the fact that MYM are going to push better than they can. Now see Beastmaster rotating the bottom lane here. Still doesn't have a whole lot of money on him. Fog as well really wants to get this Yules done and dusted. Still it's about 900 gold for that though. Rockets being spammed out. Anti-Mage, you see, switched his treads to intelligence just to help regenerate that mana so he can blink a little bit more often. And he didn't go for the full mana break build. Actually went for 4 and blink instead. I think he's bought parts of his Battle Fury though. It looks like he's lost some money. Beastmaster goes for the early blink. Snake King has a blink now. What is that Kurika? Oh wow, okay. We're looking at a Battle Fury for Anti-Mage, and considering the start he had, that's a pretty good recovery. Around about a 17-minute Battle Fury, 80-minute Battle Fury. It's not a bad effort at all, but the Cold Snap, the Raw down on top of Tinker. Deafening Blast going to push him back. Ice Path catching up Beastmaster, the Laguna Blade. Going to finish off Tinker. Echo Slam there from Earthshaker. They're going to try and finish him off. Chaos Meteor goes for it. Doesn't do anything though. Miscommunication. A2000. Messes up that ult and saves Earthshaker there. Yule's being used to slow down Nature's Prophet there. I don't think they're going to pick off any more kills here unless Tinker can get back into the fray. Tinker though doesn't have money for buyback. Still working on his 4-staff there. Tombstone being cleaned up by creeps in the end. A2000 heading back to the stone top lane there. Let's see what he goes for first.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tower will get picked off there. Are they going to continue pushing? There's only one hero to defend at the moment. It's Rexar there. It looks like it is just going to be him. The Battle Fury is done and dusted on an 17-minute Battle Fury plus treads. That's not a bad effort considering considering Anti-Mage was getting pretty much zero farm earlier on. He was really getting pushed back by the Naga Star. Sure, she wasn't getting a whole lot of farm, but the aggressive trial was limiting the amount he could farm indeed. See, force staffing himself away there. Tinker getting out of that cold snap and wild axes. It looks like they will just allow that tower to survive for another wave. Well, no, actually they're redoubling their efforts. More treants being summoned by Nature's Prophet there. Tombstone is up. Lena, Laguna Blade almost up. Rexard has Roar as well. Naga Siren though. Her ult is still 100 seconds out. And there we go. Marching Machines starting to get spammed. Trying to hold them back. Can they get a deny in here? No, they can't. Ice Path there on Fogged in. Marching Machines. Look at that damage. Rockets come through. They can't quite get a laser on him though. They know he's there and they know where he's running to. Can Nature's Prophet get in behind him? Decides not to anyway. Balsam finds himself a double damage rune. Meanwhile on the jungle, no, that's just Illusion's Naga Siren farming away there. Fogged is starting to salve himself up with his boots, Tranquil Boots. 700 more gold in the bank there. What is he going to go for next? I think we might see a 4-star on him next as well. Earthshaker almost has a Blink Dagger. Oh boy. Considering he was a trailing support and he almost has a Blink Dagger, he's probably going to have a 20-minute Blink Dagger. That's actually quite scary. Earthshaker mad hacks there, apparently realizing Sunstrike array was... As Sunstrike was coming in there, it looks like he is going to use Jakiro's help to try and finish off this one final creep. Once he gets this, there we go. Blink Dagger is done and dusted. Beastmaster, they're going to try and gank him and finish him off before he can get that. And there we go. Too late. He's purchased it. And he will get away. The Hawk is scouting him out. That is one of the great uses for the Hawk. And the Roar is going to go down. They're trying to pick off Twin-Headed Dragon. Guna Blade insta-gibbing there with the Dragon Slave as well. They did not want Shakiro to have a chance to turn around and Ice Path them. A 4-star forward though from Calculus immediately backs up. Rockets go in. Cancelled out support there from Nature's Prophet. Decides not to go in and sprout. He also has his own 4-star done and dusted. Still hasn't got boots though. Meanwhile, the counter push is coming from Dignitas. They will be pushing this bottom lane. The tower is relatively crippled. They should be able to clean this up without too much trouble. Although that said, yellow was ported to the bottom lane. If Tinker shows up here as well, here comes Tinker as well. Dragon, Twin-Headed Dragon coming as well. Can they get this in time? It looks like the zombies are going to come out, popped out there. Marching Machines as well. And they will get the cold snap down. Can they get the damage on Atsy? The Wild Axe is going to go out. Echo Slam and a blink there from Earthshaker. Does not do much damage. Only the one target. Naga Siren pops her ultimate. She also gets the tower kill there as well. 4 staffs all over the Shire. Here a Sunstrike coming. Beastmaster gets the kill there on Twin-Headed Dragon. Earthshaker now on the run. Has been hit there by that ice wall. I hear Anti-Mage now going to try and pick up Snaking. Snaking suffering for his greediness. He did dive a long way by himself after Jakira got the kill, but in the end gets cleaned up as well. Beastmaster now probably building a Necromnicon. Has picked up a Staff of Wizardry. I assume that's going to go towards a Necro book. $8,000. Looks like he has picked up a Blade of Alacrity. Now this could be a Diffusal Blade or it could be a Yasha. I'm kind of feeling a Diffusal Blade first. In this case, I think they're going to need all the early game firepower they can get. The Yasha going into the Manta style isn't really going to help them out all that much at this stage in the game. They just need to get that early damage in there. I'm just going to check the gold. Yeah, there we go. 5k plus advantage there to the Radiant side. Also a 10,000 gold, 10,000 plus experience lead. That is not nice at all. When you've had an offensive try and you are behind by that much in terms of experience, that is not a nice look at all. Undying though, it looks like he might be going for
regeneration.
Not sure, maybe early Argonums. That's all I've got. I mean, thinking possibly a BKBs to help out with the disables and nukes and stuff to try and make sure because the Undying does want to survive in the fights. He doesn't want to get nuked down really quickly because if he does, they lose his ult form, which of course is really good for damage amp. But now Calculus going to get focused down by the Raw Laguna Blade as well. Fissure comes through. It is a little bit too late. Chaos Meteor gets thrown in for good measure. Way too sexy. Barely surviving in Nature's Wrath there. And it will be a Diffusal Blade by the looks of things. Yep, there we go. Just needs the robes there and he'll be done and dusted for the Diffusal Blade. Snaking though, they really need to get... right now, I think I think Dignitas doesn't have much hope. They really need to start getting these pickoffs happening. If they can get a few kills like that, pick off the Tinker repeatedly, like they just did, they may get themselves back into this game, but they definitely need to start getting those smoke gangs. If they try and sit down and try and outfarm the Anti-Mage, it's unlikely to happen. Just because Anti-Mage is already ahead, he's already got his Battle Fury, and Nagasiren did not go with the Radiance build. If she went for the Radiance, maybe she could keep up with him, but the fact that she's gone for a more battle-oriented build with the Fusel Blade, it just means she can't really outfarm the Anti-Mage, so they will need to get some ganks rolling, get some push, get some pickoffs happening, and then start pushing off that. If they just try and sit back and turtle, I think this is going to end poorly for them. Anti-Mage now, he's literally about 500, 600 gold away from finishing his Manta style, and as we saw, you know what, the fun ends here at 3 AM. Oh boy. This is not looking good for Dignitas. They need to take the initiative here. If they sit back and turtle, they are going to be in a very tight spot indeed. Dignitas though, there we go. The Fusel Blade is on Nagasiren. Are they going to try and make something happen with it? And smoke up, gank, get something rolling. But right now, if they sit back, I don't like their chances. Jakiro now, 800 gold. I think he might possibly. Is anybody building that mech at the? Oh, you know, Nature Club already has a mech. Jakiro might just try and get some arcane boost to help supply the team of mana. Of course, you see Earthshaker there. By rushing the Blink Dagger that quickly and not bothering with any mana boosters, he can't really do it. Basically, blinks, he ults, he fishes, and that's it. He's got nothing. That's about all he's got. Fog now also trying to pick up his own Arcanum Scepter there. And then he's going to try and get a couple of key items there and then move out. They might even wait for Snakey to actually finish off at least one level in the Necro book, just so they can help out with just try and discourage the AoE spam. Snakey now going to back up. I think Tinker was threatening to port in there. Tinker be trolling. No, he's decided to go mid here. They might just go up here and try and pick somebody off. A nice defensive ward here, watching for those teleports. Tinker actually knows he's going to teleport mid, throw down March Machines, and push his lane back once again. I don't think we're going to see MYM get that aggressive. I think they know they've got the upper hand here. They're just going to sit turtle farm, and they know they've got this. Prophet, of course, all over the show, farming like crazy. Although, there we go, Echo Slam in there from Earthshaker. Fissure, no! Cold Snap preventing the Fissure. Getting 4-star further into enemy territory. Gets cleaned up before he can do a damn thing. Tinker also getting cleaned up in that fight. And that's exactly what Dignitas need. Continual pickoffs like that, but they also need to shut down this Anti-Mage. As we can see, they do need to gank him because... oh boy, look at those items. They need to gank him and just basically start trying to force him to be scared about wandering around freely in his own jungle. Just try and slow him down a little bit, but as it is, he is all over the show, farming wherever he wants right now.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Lena still feeling fairly poor, goes for the Ghost Scepter. That definitely will help her out in terms of just not getting beaten down by Anti-Mage, but at the same time, Ghost Scepter, you've got to pop at the right time. She pops it too early, then basically Earthshaker, like Jakiro, they're going to have a lot of fun with Lena. On the other hand, if she can basically get Anti-Mage to chase her out, it's like get Anti-Mage to blink her, just get him to sort of, say they're around about here and she walks over to here, gets Anti-Mage to chase her in that direction, and then pops the Ghost Scepter, that'll waste a lot of time. So they can use it to kite him in that sense. As we see Nagasiren pop her ultimate and then immediately teleport out. I think she probably needed to do this actually, because Anti-Mage, as you can see, would have torn her a new one. Even with the net, there's not really any good way for her to get the hell out of there. Invoker, though, has finished off his Arcanum Scepter now. He's going to be sitting on those low cooldown Invokes.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You see Anti-Mage now just doing his split push business. Anti-Mage, of course, can push. This farm, Anti-Mage can push his own lane by himself quite freely. He does have some backup, though. Of course, Tinker is there. Tinker is everywhere at the moment.
Dire's top tower.
The Eye of Sauron, he sees all. He is everywhere, all at once. Invoker, another 1k in the bank. We'll see what he goes for next. I think he might end up going for a 4-star just to help out with mobility issues. Into the blink in. There's a 4-star. The Roar goes down Jakiro. They pick him off once again. It's kind of a small victory, though. They get the pick off, but it is just Jakiro. They need to pick up this Anti-Mage, or even the Tinker. Tinker, Anti-Mage, or Prophet, really good pickoffs for them. Jakiro, nice, but right now they're not really that reliant on him. Especially since they have the Blink Earthshaker. Earthshaker, though, a little mana starve, could do with some Arcane Boots. Or at least some kind of mana booster. There we go. Level 1 Necro book is done for the Beastmaster. Undying is definitely trying to finish with an Argon Scepter. Probably not going to get to about the 35-minute mark though. Just going to be a little bit slow. But hey, you know what? That's what happens when he's in the tri-lane. Not a whole lot he can do about that. Does wind up a little level starved, and of course it did go badly as well. Balsam though, just going to brazenly walk into Rosh's pit and clean up. You know, they care so little, not even bothering to counter war. They're like not even going to be coy about this. Just going to charge straight in there. I think they've realised that there might be somebody close, and they go and kill them. Or Anti-Mage, not too interested, is just going to finish the Roshan. Necrobook minion is going to be sent in here to harass. See Roshan losing health rapidly, then we'll just harass him a little bit there. In fact, look at this, he does not care. Just kill the minion, take the backlash to the last will, not even care. A blink in though, the roar goes down. Doesn't happen though because Anti-Mage splits and cancels it. Light Strike away goes down just to clean up the illusions. Dirge has altered. Very, very early ult. Unfortunately, he's not going to get any use out of it. Anti-Mage now, Reaver as well, has enough there for the Vitality booster. He's very, very close to a heart. Who is the MYM Furion player? I don't know. Figure out how to pronounce that and then you'll know. They told me how to pronounce it in chat and honestly it was something... I have no... It didn't help. Let's just suffice to say it was not particularly helpful, the pronunciation that they gave me. I still couldn't pronounce it. The blink in on Anti-Mage though. They're going to try to stun the Ombiaus Media. They are going to try and lock him down, but he just pops the Mana Skull, tears down Beastmaster. Liquid fires all over the place. There's the Macropire. They clean up the Tombstone, and now Fog is very low as well. They've already taken out Lena as well as Nagastone. They're going to dive in here. Fog now about to get clean of Anti-Mage all over his cage. Nature's Prophet gets the kill. He's got a Hex. He's gone, you know, I don't even need boots. Let me just teleport in the fight and then get stuck in. And here we go. Easy Roshan finish off for them. And the only person to walk away is Tides of Time on his Dirge. Easy Roshan attempt there for MYM. Dignitas, they need to come up with some... They need to keep these pickups well. They had a couple of good ganks, just the issue has been... They haven't managed to finish the Anti-Mage. There we go, the Heart Recipe comes out. Anti-Mage pulls out the Vitality booster, and that Heart is finished for him. And he's, I would say, pretty much impossible at this point in time for them to kill, unless they can stack on some serious negative. The main issue is, of course, Nagasaran. Maybe, if they can get a Mana Style on her and just go to town with a Mana Burn on Anti-Mage, maybe they'll manage to seal a deal on a kill there while he's netted, but we'll see. Of course, Anti-Mage with... They will have to wait for him to use the Mana Split, because of course he's quite difficult to lock down with that. Gonna pop the Manta there. Dodge the Light Strike away. Gonna pop that Glyph. Can they sneak in and deny? Unlikely though. Really unlikely. Ice Path goes out, finds nothing though. Anti-Mage is gonna send his Illusion to harass and chase him back. And I think MYM, they smell blood. They keep moving in here though. It's actually gonna back off. Furion gonna find himself something from the shop. Trades out a GG branch. Okay, he's going to pick up some physical DPS now. Goes for a Demon Edge. The question is, will he go for the Breezer or will he go for the Monkey King buff? I think either is really... Either works. Anti-Mage now just going to pick off Snaking if he can. Pops the Mana Void as well. Going to finish him off there with a Manta Split. And now we see Nagasaran sending her illusion. She is running for her life though. Hasn't got an ultimate. Still one... Oh, no, I lie. I'm clicking on Anti-Mage. There we go. She does have her ultimate. Pops it. And then sits there. I think she may regret this. Anti-Mage blinking in again. Goes for the body block. Here comes Nature's Prophet. I-2000. I don't know what you were doing. Some serious miscommunication there. So we see the Decay get thrown in now. Comes into Chaos Medium. Not doing too much though. Nature's Prophet though causing some serious damage on Fog. He will now have the Cold Snap on him with the extra damage there from the Dirge. Will be enough to clean him up though. Lena going to go down. I don't think he really cares though because Lena goes to Anti-Mage. GG is called. There goes the Dirge as well. GG is called and Dignitas honestly... It's one of those things, the aggressive challenge, win big, lose big. In this case, lose big indeed. Anti-Mage, they never managed to really fully shut him down, and then he got some serious ganks rolling with the help of Tinker, and that was game, set, match, or rather this game, because of course this is game 1, the best of 3 series, so not set and match. We will have game number 2 coming up in about 5 minutes once we take a short commercial break. So stay tuned guys, this has been Triumph Man Cast of the Premier League, Season 3, Dignitas versus Meet Your Makers. Then Meet Your Makers now holding a 1-0 lead over Dignitas. Dignitas, of course, need to win the next one to stay in it. But we'll just wait for this endgame screen to come up, and then we will roll on.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom
Yeah, anyway, he's saying, you know what, I want to leave. He's got all these awesome items, he doesn't want to leave at all. There we go, no, he is going to leave eventually.
Radiant victory.
Okie doke, so stay tuned guys, game number 2 coming up. We'll see if Dignitas can extend this to a series of 3, otherwise it will be MYM walking home with a victory. Of course, this is a league, so it is just all for points at the moment. No knockouts or anything just yet. Oh, and for all the new people joining us here, I've just jumped in. We are running a Dota 2 bundle giveaway. You can also snag yourself some work if you are the sort of person who does video editing. We are running a video editing contest as well as a Dota 2 drawing contest. For more information, see the premierleague.eu. You can find out how to win yourself some Steel Series merchandise. Of course, Dota themed merchandise. You see there, Arcana up for grabs.